YouTube, what's up with it? It's NVclosetmedgrower, and I'm back for making nutrients, part 1. Alright, first of all, I'm not a chemist. I have not done this before, and I wanted to show you all this program I found online, made by Daniel Ferdinand at scienceandhydroponics.com. And it's a freeware program, but it's used for mixing fertilizers and figuring out concoctions. So as you can see here, I've already did some things, some target concoctions where I want my parts per million to be in the finished product of each one of these elements, and we'll go into the result category in a second. Named it, you can set up, there's a bunch of different formulations already in the database. Then there's a substance selection, which I have open down here. And this is where you can add in whatever components you have. So I added in all the ones I have here. The only one I didn't add was my ammonium dibasic phosphate. I'm probably going to be using that actually more in a bloom booster. And it wasn't needed in the concoction I was going to need for my 2-part formula. So far I'm working on my grow formula, my 2-part grow A and grow B. Since I want it in a 2-part formula, I got it in concentrated A and B solutions. I plan on making 2 gallons of it, 2 gallons of A and 2 gallons of B, so that's my stock solution volume. And my mass in grams for the weight of the salts that I'm going to be adding to it. And after I put in everything where I wanted it to, I hit my carry out calculations, figures out all the calculations, and tells me what I need. So down in this window, well, let's go up to the top. Some other cool aspects of this program. He has a lot of different things on how the program works. But now we're heading on to the results. And you can see right here where it says A and B, that's what formula and what substance I'm going to put in what. As we come over, there's the actual formula for each one of those salts, chemical salts. And here's the mass that I need. So in A, I'm going to have my calcium nitrate, my ammonium nitrate, my potassium nitrate, and my iron. And I'm going to be adding them in these grams to 2 gallons of water. So that's how that works. And then my B solution will be over here. See, it has most of my trace minerals, my magnesium, and my phosphates. And that's going to be added in that many grams to the B solution. Preparation cost you don't have to worry about. If you put in the cost that it cost you to get each one of these, based per gram or whatever it is, then it can actually calculate out what your cost is. That's for use in agronomics for much larger scale operations, making a large amount of nutrient solution. So, in what I'm actually doing, just making a little bit for myself for this small test I want to do in my garden, that's not really so important to me. But then you can see down here, once I make these concentrations, it'll give you your instrumental error rates, your gross error rates based on the salts, you know what I mean? And all that sort of thing also. It did an amazing job with the mathematics and programming of this. But you can see preparation of 2 gallons of A, 2 gallons of B, use 10 milliliters per gallon, should be about 1.7 EC. So that's definitely going to be a little strong for cannabis, which is good for me. That means I'll probably only need like anywhere from 3 to 5 milliliters of A and B for every liter. So we calculate that out to gallons. That's almost, what? Well, it would be 39 milliliters per gallon in full strength. So anywhere from 15 to 20 milliliters per gallon of A and 15 to 20 milliliters per gallon of B. And that should work out for all of my major minerals. And then we can look over here at my nutrient ratios, and it'll show my ratio of the nitrogen to phosphorus to potassium throughout there is 1 to 1.15 to 1.58. It's actually a little higher on phosphorus than I wanted, but overall I think I'm going to be alright for a veg booster right there. It's also a little low on my potassium, but that's only because I also plan on adding my own silicate in it, and silicates have a potassium silicate, so that'll probably bump that up to more of a 1 to 1.15 to, 1.7 or 1.8, which is a little bit better ratio. So that's what I'm doing anyways. So I think the next step is to measure out some nutrients, or measure out some water, and mix up these minerals. Alright, you see I'm out in my work area now, and I had measured out some water. I put 2 gallons of water in that jug there, 2 gallons of water in this jug here, and then I also took some of the water out of this jug and put it in these clean mason jars. All of this is very clean. The water I got from my RO system, and I actually tested it at 9 parts per million. So I'm hoping that's clean enough to where I don't have any issues with, nutrients binding to minerals that it doesn't need to. So that's what I'm doing. Here's grow A, there's grow B. I got everything separated out here. And yeah, about ready to start mixing things up. The reason I got jugs out like this is I left a gallon or so of water in there, and then I got these because I'm gonna dissolve my calcium nitrate in that one, my ammonium nitrate in that one, potassium nitrate in that one, and I'll just dissolve my iron in the main bin there after I weigh them out. And then I will mix the dissolved liquids together as compared to adding the salts directly to one bin, one after another. I'll let them dissolve before I mix them together. I think that should help. But like I said, I'm not a chemist, so I'm just hoping that's the right way to do things. Also got some gloves out. Got a bunch of cups. These are clean cups for measuring out my salts. I got my scale, and I'll use a clean cup for every salt. So got 4 cups there for each one of those. Over there I got 6 cups for each one of those. And like I said, that's my B formula, that's my A. These two, my monopotassium phosphate and my Epsom salts, my magnesium sulfate, I use quite a bit of those in there. So I'll be diluting those ones separately, in jars just like this before I mix in there. These other ones I only need like 1 gram of each. 1.5 grams of the copper, but 1 gram of the other one, so I'm just going to mix those directly in because they're needed in very low doses anyway. So that's what I have going on. I think I need to set up this camera, and let's measure out some salts. We'll start off on grow A with calcium nitrate. Alright, got our scale on here, got it zeroed out as you can see, and like I said, first I'm going to measure out our calcium nitrate. So I need 461 grams of calcium nitrate. So let's start filling this up, see how much that gets us. Should be a good amount of this bag. Not quite there yet. Ooh, a little over. There we go. 461 grams. I'm going to go dilute that in water, and we'll see where that gets us. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. See, I got this filled with clean RO water. Let's pour in all our calcium nitrate. Try not to let any spill. There we go. Gang of calcium nitrate and water. Oops. Must be more careful. Looks fairly clean. That should be alright. So that's the first one. I have a feeling I'm probably going to want to add this to my grow, to my base water first, being that it has the calcium. Make sure my calcium's diluted as much as possible. Stuff doesn't want to fully dissolve in there. There's a lot of calcium nitrite for the amount of water though. So I'm going to let that sit, continue to dissolve, and while it does that, we'll work on the ammonium nitrate. So I know I had mentioned earlier I had gotten this ammonium nitrate, and when I ordered it, it actually came completely unlabeled like that. Through deductive analysis, more or less, I figured out that it was supposed to be ammonium nitrate, which is kind of scary. This came through U.S. Postal Service, and ammonium nitrate is a massive oxidizing agent, meaning if you mix it with a fuel, it can actually make an explosive, and that's very dangerous. Do not do that. Any of you watching this, I do not condone making fertilizer explosives at all. It's very dangerous and you can kill yourself. So don't even think about it. It's stupid. That's what Timothy McVeigh blew up the Oklahoma City building with. But it's not fun. So either case, in order to test this, one thing we can do though, when you dissolve ammonium nitrate, I believe it's an exothermic reaction, meaning that when you dissolve it, the ion exchange, in order to have it bind with the water, will actually pull energy out of the surrounding area in order to make that molecular bond. So in doing that, it will lower the temperature. So I should be able to, as I'm dissolving my ammonium nitrate, I should be able to watch the temperature, and the temperature should drop fairly rapidly, and that's another way I should be able to figure out and make sure for 100% that this is ammonium nitrate. So we're definitely going to go check that out. So let's get some weight on it first. Alright, see, we're tear it out again. Got my ammonium nitrate prill, and start adding them in. I need, 430 grams of ammonium nitrate. Should be most of this bag, actually. This is a 1 pound bag, so. There we go. Just a little bit left. Alright. I think 430.6, that should be close enough. I don't think I'm too worried about the exacts on it. I mean, I'm not making a fertilizer to sell to anybody. We're just going to see how it works in my area. So, let's go back and dissolve it and get some temperatures while we do. Alright, we're back. You see, right now it's at 67.5 degrees, somewhere right in there. So, we'll pour in this ammonium nitrate, and we're gonna see where it ends up. Alright. See, it's already dropping a little bit. That's a good sign. Let me shake this up. That's pretty awesome. You guys see it's already 6 degrees, 6.5, 7 degrees. The more it dissolves, the colder it's getting. I can actually, now it's starting to get to the point it's starting to get cool to the touch. So, at least that answers my question. There's a very, very good chance that's ammonium nitrate. That makes me happy. So, I guess we can continue on with making the fertilizer. I'm going to let that sit and dissolve and then slowly warm back up more towards room temperature. Oh yeah, it's getting good and chilly. One other fun thing about ammonium nitrate while I was researching it, nitrous oxide, laughing gas. How they make nitrous oxide is more or less ammonium nitrate dissolved in water, and then you boil off the water and it releases nitrous oxide. Interesting stuff. So, enough about that salt. Looks like I got it dissolved. Or somewhat dissolved. We'll continue to let it sit and dissolve and freeze. Alright, let's move it on to potassium nitrate. Alright, back, got our scale tared out, and I need 230 grams of potassium nitrate. So, see, this stuff is a little more powdered. Oh, we're getting there. It's close. Ooh, that's way over. Hold on. Take some of this out. Oh, bumping the camera. A little more. That'll be good enough. Little residuals that stick to the cup will probably make up for that other half a gram. Alright, let's go dissolve it. Potassium nitrate. Alright, we're back to dissolve it. One more thing to show you guys. Look at this ammonium nitrate. Got all the way down to 48 degrees, 47 degrees. Just about finished dissolving. Pretty cool though. But let's put some potassium nitrate in water and see what happens. So far so good. Potassium nitrate in water. Oops. Ah, crap. Accidentally spilled a little bit out. I don't think it'll be a big issue though. Only a few drops. Good stuff. Alright, onto the iron. Let's go measure it out. I need to get a different lid on this. This lid's not fitting right. See? Broken lid. Be right back. Alright, back at the scale once again, and we're looking at 108 grams is what we need here of this water soluble iron. Ugh, dust flying everywhere too. Try to keep back so I'm not inhaling that. Pretty sure iron in the lungs is not a good thing. A little more. There we go. That'll work. There's my iron. Seal that bag up. And let's go get it dissolved. Alright, we're back. Here's our 108 grams of iron. And I'm going to pour that straight into our nutrient tank. So, this is the bin I'm going to use for my grow part A. There's that. I'm going to shake this up. Hopefully get it mixed up nicely. Then we'll try to add in our other jugs and hopefully not blow ourselves up or cause any other problems. I think we'll be alright though. That looks horribly nasty. But as long as it grows my plants, I'm perfectly fine with that. So I gotta continue shaking these up. I think my other ones are pretty much dissolved. Here's the calcium nitrate. That one's already dissolved. Here's our nice and cold ammonium nitrate. That one dissolves nice and clear. And our potassium nitrate, so it's just a couple little pieces on the bottom, but pretty much dissolved also. So I mix all these jugs together. That should be our A8 part of our formula. Does that look dissolved, that iron? It does to me. Alright. Let's try to add these in. Wish me luck, guys. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's hopefully start with our calcium nitrate. I hope that doesn't bind with the iron in any negative way. But we'll put this in and then try to shake it up real well. Ooh, so far so good. We're still alive. Alright. Staying nice and liquid. Once add in our ammonium nitrate. This is the one I'm scared about with the massive oxidizing agent mixed in. So let's hope we don't die. We shouldn't. So far so good. Alright, one more jug to go. Potassium nitrate. This is making a little over 2 gallons of solution. I don't know if probably should have used a hair less water because I think it was supposed to make 2 gallons of finished solution. So, but that's alright. I should be a little close. If it's diluted out just a little bit, I think we'll be alright. So, there it is, guys. Grow part A. So our nitrogens, our calciums, and our iron. Part A. I'll come right back to you guys and we'll start mixing up part B. Alright, like I said, time to start mixing up part B. I cleaned out these 2 jugs right here and with RO water, rinsed them out real well. And I'm going to use those to dissolve down the magnesium sulfate and the monopotassium phosphate. The other 3 or 4 small ones for my trace minerals, I'm going to dilute down probably just in the cups they're in because I only need like a gram and a half each. So I won't need a whole lot of water to dilute them. So I say we get started with our Epsom salts. Everyone's seen those before. They should dissolve just fine, but let's go weigh them out. Alright, we're teared out and we need 575 grams. Need a whole lot of this stuff, so hopefully we can fit it in 1 cup here. I don't think we're going to. We'll try to get to 400, then do another 175. Good enough. Grabbing my little water jug here, and I'm going to pour this in right now. and then we'll measure out the other 175. Alright, so far so good. Sorry for doing this off camera. Got some chunks in there too. Getting there, getting close. There we go. Let's go dissolve it in. Alright, you see we already got most of it dissolved in. Let's get the rest of it in there. Ooh, it's getting close to overflowing that jug. Put too much water in it. Not quite though. So that should be alright. Oops. Fumbling with the lid here. Alright, magnesium sulfate's done. We'll let that sit and dissolve. Next is monopotassium sulfate. Or monopotassium phosphate, sorry. Let's go measure it out. Alright. Teared that out. Monopotassium phosphate. I needed 292 grams, so got a good amount of it here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Ooh, that's a little over. Put some of this back. Almost. That'll be a little better. Say that's close enough. Seal up that bag and let's go dissolve it. Alright, here we are. Back at our little bins. Here's our monopotassium sulfate. Or monopotassium phosphate, I keep saying that. MPK is what this is. Straight up PK boost in a chemical form. This stuff's great. Actually, you can buy this chemical powder right here and pretty much use it as your PK boost in flour. A lot of the PK boosters, this is their main ingredient. So, we'll try to dissolve that in. Well, shake it up. So that looks like it's got a little bit to go to dissolve in. So while we're doing that, let's go measure out our little guys. Alright, gonna tear this out with a cup on there, and then I think we'll do all these back to back. Alright, manganese sulfate, we'll start out with this one. I needed 1.1 grams of this. And let me get this dang bag open. Alright. 1.1. Wow, that's way over. I should have known. Barely any. See, now my tear's going to be off. Not the best scale in the world, that doesn't help. Tear it back down to the weight of a cup. There we go. 1.1. It's our manganese sulfate. So, next one up, let's do our sodium molybdate. This is the only sodium-based one I've got going here. And I need 0.9 of this. Oh, this one's more salt looking. Ooh, way over. Again. Should have known. I had to buy these trace minerals in larger bags though, like some of the smallest quantities I could get was more. Oops, that's way off. Ooh, there we go. If I get it at one gram, that's fine. Some of the smallest bags I could get would be 1 pound of these. So that's okay, I'll have more than enough trace minerals to make other batches in the future. So there's our sodium molybdate. Gram of that. I'm gonna set this on the ground. We'll move on to the next one, which I think will be our zinc sulfate, and I also needed 1.1 grams of that. Tear out. Alright. Having a hard time getting this bag open. There we go. A little more. There we go. That should be good. That's our zinc sulfate. And last but certainly not least, our copper sulfate. Copper is also a trace mineral needed. So realistically, out of all the trace minerals, the only ones I'm missing in my mix, I believe, are boron and cobalt, and they're both needed in very, very small amounts. Cobalt I'm not even really worried about. Boron I am slightly, because you can get boron deficiencies. So, but overall I think I should have a pretty good nutrient mix. I need 1.5 grams of this. Oop, that's a little over. Almost. There. Perfect. Alright, let's go dissolve all those in. Alright, y'all, we're back. I think I'm going to add these straight to our bin. Actually, what I'll do, in order to get these things going, I'll add just a little bit of water to each. That way it's got something to dissolve in. And then I'll be able to pour them in here a little easier. Hopefully, anyways. That's my goal. There's that. One down. I think I'll probably re-rinse these cups with water again. You know, with this nutrient water. Make sure I get everything out of it. There's two. It looks pretty good. Don't see anything left in there. That's three. Also looking good. And copper sulfate. stuff's not wanting to dissolve. But hopefully it does in a larger concentrated form or a mix, so try to get that in there. Looking good. Don't see any left. So that's those. Put this cap on, shake it up. Hopefully that's my trace minerals. Trace minerals and a little bit of sulfur. So the rest of my sulfur and magnesium will be from Epsom salts, which has to finish dissolving. And then my monopotassium phosphate will give me all my pKs. So these things I didn't finish dissolving yet. So I think I'm going to try to shake them up real good off camera. And I'll come back to you guys if I get them to dissolve outright. Alright, so I've been trying to dissolve this for the last little bit. There's very, very little left in there. And I think I'm going to pour it as is. I don't think I have enough water in there to get it fully dissolved as I want. So our only solution will be to pour it in there as is. Same thing happened with the Epsom salts, but those are like 98% in there. So ooh, I had that on there tight. This is monopotassium phosphate dissolved in water. Took off my gloves. I know these are concentrated liquids, but not as much dealing with the salts anymore, so I don't like gloves anyways, and I want to go wash my hands immediately after this. Get that all mixed up. There's that. I'm going to try to pour some of this back in here. Hopefully we'll get it dissolved a little better. There we go. That's monopotassium phosphate. And before I pour my magnesium sulfate in there, I want to try to get that dissolved. So put that cap on, and I'm sure with the rest of the water in there won't be any problem dissolving that magnesium sulfate. Alright. Or magnesium, not magnesium sulfate, I'm sorry. Monopotassium phosphate is what I added first. All these big chemistry words. Fun to play with. Looks like it's dissolved nicely now. Let's see about adding this. Ooh, looks like it's finally about fully dissolved too. Just barely enough water in there for that amount of Epsom salts. Spilled a drop or two, but not so much. Overall, I'll be alright. Like I said, I'm not doing this perfect. Doing it as well as I can, but I know I'm not perfect. Hold on one second. Alright, I'm back. Got interrupted real quick. That happens. Put some of that in there, make sure we dissolve the rest of our magnesium sulfate. Alright. And I think that's it. I think that's our grow part B. I'm going to shake that up. I'm going to clean out my mason jars, clean out my floor. See, I did spill a little bit of that. That was just Epsom salt water for the most part, but I'm not too worried about it. And there we go. NV Closet Med Nudes. Grow part A, grow part B. Next thing I need to do though is I need to test our parts per million and that kind of thing. So I'm going to go back and I believe it said what? I don't remember. I need to look back at what my dilution rates were, and I'm going to dilute these out into 1 gallon mixture, and then I'm going to check the ppms and the pH and check all those things. So give me a little bit and I'll come back to that. Alright, we're back and getting ready to test our nutrient mix now. Also, now that our salts are gone, Big Dookie's back in here. Came to come kick it to see what happened, and it's time to test it out. So I think what we're going to need is 39 milliliters of A, 39 milliliters of B. I'm going to mix it with this, and like it said in the other thing, it should be right around 1.7 EC. So I have my TDS meter here. This does EC and ppms of total dissolved solids. So electrical conductivity and total dissolved solid parts per million is what measurements we were talking about there. This is clean RO water. Actually measures at 8 parts per million. Let's see if we can get it up right at 7 there. Not bad, 70 degrees. Nice little meter. I actually like this one quite a bit, and it seems to hold its calibration well too, so I like that. But alright, sorry I got interrupted again. But let's get back to this. Let's try to measure this out. 39 milliliters of A, 39 milliliters of B. I think I'm going to mix A first, being that it has the calcium nitrate, and if I remember right, calcium's the mineral that has the problem binding up. So I'm going to first pour 30 milliliters. I think that's pretty close. Try to get that to focus. Sorry about that. Yep. And that'll go down here in our mix. And then I need another 9 milliliters on top of it. That looks pretty close. Know what I'm going to do though? I'm going to overdo this, and then I'm going to use my 10 milliliter syringe. That way I can draw it up a little better. Alright. There we go. 9 milliliters. So it should be 39 milliliters of A. Let's measure out 39 milliliters of B. Well, first I'm gonna pour this back in there, and then I'm gonna rinse this out really well. 1 second. Found this is easy way to rinse these out. I have clean RO water in my spray bottle, and then it'll get those last couple drops of nutrients down in there. So there's that. Let's measure out the B formula. All right. Look like about 30 milliliters. Let me eye it up real quick. Just a hair under. We'll pour that in. And now another 9 more milliliters. I'll pour some down in our shot glass. And let's see about this. Let's rinse this out first. Should rinse it with the RO, but I think we'll be alright. There we go. 39 milliliters. Alright. Now we need to shake this up. Test some parts per million and some EC. And no, this is not Hawaiian Punch. Do not drink it. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'm going to clean that up in a minute anyways. I plan on mopping this floor tonight. I spilled a bunch of crap on it today. So, let's see. Alright. Pull our meter out. Let's see where we're at. You know what? This might be easier. $1,038 ppms and .1 EC. So definitely a little high compared to what it compared to. I can dilute it down from about half from there. So I really know when I'm running in veg, I like to run about 400 to 500 parts per million of my base minerals. So I can probably run about 10 milliliters, or no, I'm sorry, probably run about 20 milliliters per gallon of A, 20 milliliters per gallon of B, and that should do me. I'm really curious to see also. I know my pH pen's not fully calibrated perfectly, but it should be pretty close within like 0.1 or 0.2. So I'm also fairly curious what this is sitting at. I'm assuming it's sitting a little low due to all the nitrates. Yep, 5.0, climbing lower. So I'll definitely have to make sure I buffer this a lot higher with pH up, which kind of sucks. I was hoping it would buffer its pH a little better. I'll have to figure out a different combination of minerals maybe to make it do that, but for now I'll definitely try out my new formula and buffer a little higher, try to feed at about between 5.5 and 6.0 pH. I'm going to start out at about 5.8 and see how that works for me. I was sitting at 4.7. Definitely way too low. So clean this off too. Alright, well thanks everyone for coming along with me. making some nutrients, and I have some seeds germinating right now. You follow along on my main channel. I will be feeding these nutrients to them after they get going. So first plants I get to feed these to will be in about a week or two. I'm going to keep these in the dark in a box for now until then at room temperature out here, and that's all there is to it. So for now, that's NVclosetmedgrower with NVclosetmednewts Part A, Part B for grow. Peace, y'all.